Alrighty guys, we're back for some new Gruul Valet, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? We got a couple Bushwhacks and a couple Tamiyo Safekeeping as well. Safekeeping is going to come in handy with all the removal that I'm running into currently right now in the meta. So also Bushwhack happens to be extra land and removal, just a terrific sorcery, huh? We have a single Twinferno in here. This is going to be an excellent closer for our Valet, which I should have probably went over first, right? This is a Devilish Valet brew. So it's a 3 mana, 1/3 trample haste with Alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Valet's power until end of turn. So we've had a ton of fun with Devilish Valet in the past. So what's new about this Gruul list, huh? Awaken the Woods. So X double green sorcery. Create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. Um, they're affected by summoning sickness. It has to remind us there, right? So these just smack onto the board. And of course, for each one, it'll double the Valet's power. So a very sick and a very simple little combo here. And then we're just kind of ramping off of this too, which is pretty insane. So we have a bunch of great cards to ramp into in here as well. So we have a couple teachings of the Kirin here. This is a 2 mana card that we don't get to see too often. The first ability gets us a 1/1 spirit, which is awesome. The second ability can put a counter on something, so putting a counter on Valet could be pretty good, for example. And then it comes back on the third chapter here as the Kirin touched Orochi, which is also a pretty decent one because whenever it attacks, we can exile a target creature card from a graveyard, and when we do, we put a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token onto the board. So that also will double the Valet's power, right? So pretty cool little addition here, I suppose. Also, the bottom ability there on the Orochi, we can exile a non-creature to put a +1/+1 counter on something. So again, those counters on the Valet is pretty sweet. So we have 4 Gala Greeters in here, naturally. It also has the Alliance. It gains us a bunch of life as the game goes on and helps us ramp with the treasure tokens, just allowing us to use those treasure tokens to go ahead and have a larger Awaken the Woods. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to have this in here, especially since we also have Jinnie Fay. So 3 mana 3/3. We don't see Jinnie Fay that often either. If you would create 1 or more tokens, you may instead create that many 1/1 green cat creature tokens with haste, or that many 3/1 green dog creature tokens with vigilance. So yeah, we can use Jinnie Fay and have Awaken the Woods tokens come down as 2/2 cats, because it doesn't say here like create 1/1s, have them enter tapped or whatever, right? You can have these cats enter with haste and swing on in. Now, there's gonna be moments where that's excellent, and of course, if you have Valet on the board too, then the opponent needs to deal with the Valet. But there's another reason to have Jinnie Fay in here, which we'll go over in just a second. So we have a single Squee, just an excellent card, and then also if you play it and swing with it, the Goblin comes into play that turn too, and you're just buffing the Valet twice at that point. I apologize, guys, for me stumbling over so many words today. My goodness. All right, for drop spot, we have a couple big scores to help us ramp, and if we want those treasure tokens to hit the board with Jinnie Fay, we can have them enter as cats. Again, it's just pretty sweet, right? Or Vigilance Dogs works too. It really depends on the board state. Mostly we're looking for just ramp and then ways to find our combo between the Valet and Awaken the Woods. I think Big Score is really being overlooked right now as it's just such a powerful card. We have 2 Hallandals in here as well. Giving counters to a creature like the Valet is important and it's powerful, just like I said when we went over the Orochi here, right? So Halana being in here is pretty sweet, and it can also give haste to some of our bigger creatures as well, which we're about to go over. Wrenn and Seven, right? We can create that tree folk, give it haste off the Hallandal, and swing in potentially for the game. But if we look at this tree folk that Wrenn and Seven gives us, this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. We look at the Awaken the Woods here, and it creates that land creature token. Yeah, that's a pretty cool tree folk all of a sudden, huh? Sounds awesome. Overall, Wrenn and Seven can help us find other lands off the top as well, which could be neat, but mostly we're just looking at the -3 on the Wrenn and Seven. Okay, the very top end here, we have the Sarinth Greatwurm, a 6-mana 7/6 with trample. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. Okay, so what that means is if you have the Valet, and you have the Jinnie, and you have the Greatwurm, right? You can go Awaken the Woods and not use Jinnie's ability, have these actually enter as the lands, right? Those lands enter, activating the Greatwurm's ability here. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. And then you have those Power Stone tokens instead enter as like a 3/1 dog since they're coming in tapped, right? So you're just like buffing the Valet above and beyond where it actually needs to be, like into the thousands most likely at that point, right? So it's just a fun little combo that I really, really hope we get to see today. It's in the deck, and Greatwurm's going to be easy to ramp into with all of these cards, so nice. Okay, Skitterbeam Battalion here, a 9-mana 4/4 trample haste, and when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. So again, just another great card that works with Valet, but it has Prototype here for 5 mana, 3 and double red, and it's a 2/2 instead. And then those tokens would be 2/2 trample hastes as well. Yeah, just a pretty neat card that works with Valet, pretty easy to ramp into as well, and I don't think it would be unheard of to actually spend 9 mana for this, especially if we get to keep our Awaken the Woods tokens as time goes on, right? That's the deck, guys. We have a couple Sanctums of Nature in here, as well as 2 Crucible of Defiance, actually, because Crucible works so well with the Valet, right? A single Who Endures, and yeah, the last couple times we played with Sanctum of Nature, I still think it's worth having in certain decks, even when you're not trying to meld it with something. It's just like a pretty solid card. Also, Jinnie is a legendary green card, so it would come out untapped if you have the Jinnie on the board. Oh, Hallandal as well, huh? Couple honorable mentions over here, guys. Tail Swipe, yeah. every time, guys. I always bring it up. Every time we play with Tail Swipe or Bushwhack, it feels like we never have enough of them or we never get to see them. So more removal, it really could go a long way when we're running into so many soldiers. Really something to think about here. Simian Simulacrum here, just a terrific card, plugging those counters into that Valet. I kept bringing it up. It's good. So this might be an option for the build as well. Pax Hope is one that I've always wanted to play in an Valet deck, but I could never find room for it because of that -3, right? Getting the 2 wolves on the board sounds pretty cool. And then Hall of Tags in here, being able to get Power Stone tokens could be pretty cool, especially since we have the Skitterbeam Battalion. But since we're getting Power Stones off the Greatwurm anyways, I don't want that land to hold up getting the Jinnie down on a turn 3, right? Okay, hopefully that's everything, guys. Hopefully I went over the deck well enough. It's a relatively simple one with pretty cool combos. Let's go see if we can pull any of them off. Oh, something else to note, guys. When you have the Jinnie and the Gala Greeters both on the board, whenever you play a creature, make sure you get the treasure token off the Gala Greeters first, because you can turn that into like a cat, for example, and then activate another ability on the Gala Greeters right away. That's pretty simple, but I wanted to bring that up for sure. Okay, let's take this into ranked and see how we do. All right, let's see if we can get right into that first match. Yes, we do. I don't know why I bring it up still at this point, right? We always get into that first match. Yeah, sure, I'll keep this. We go first. Holy cow. Nice. It's not a bad hand. We're just looking for the valet at this point, and then pretty much anything we draw will be pretty solid. Yeah, I'll start with the forest here over the... Actually, this has forest in it too. Over the Karplusan Forest. Sleeper. Okay. Yeah, I'll just get the Gala Greeters down. Let it die to their spot removal real quick, right? Couple Jinnie Fays. That's probably important that we got 2 of them. Probably important. Ooh, it's not mono black. That's fun at least. Yeah, no blocks for sure. Now the question here is... Okay, they're going to keep the springs open. It's probably still going to be some form of removal here. Okay, third Karplusan Forest. It's a little bit scary. Because that could be a lot of extra damage. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have that turn for Skitterbeam and see if we can just outpace the opponent. Actually, yeah, we could outpace them. So we're going to grab a dog off the Jinnie Fay. Oh, actually, maybe not. Because they could take out Gala Greeters now before we get the combo off. Because again, we grab the, yeah, Voltage Surge for Greeters. That is unfortunate, but that is definitely what they want to do. Because we would grab Treasure Token, create a dog, and then we would grab probably the +1/+1 counter at that point. But then we wouldn't have the ramp for Battalion since we skipped out on the Treasure Token for the sake of Jinnie Fay. So for 2 mana, they can take out our Jinnie Fay, and I'm calling it worth it right now. Because we know these style of decks, guys. We know how much removal they have. We know what their turn 3 could be here. It could be the devastating Trespasser, right? So I feel like they spent so much mana on that sleeper too. Oh, nice. The second Gala Greeters is not something I was anticipating. Well, we'll see if this gets gobbled up by a cut down or a second Voltage Surge. So if we went Jinnie Fay this time, we would miss the opportunity to try the same combo with Greeters. But also, yeah, Voltage Surge doesn't hit the Jinnie Fay, so maybe it would have been safe this turn. Oh, Sheoldred. Ooh, that's gross. Alright, Sheoldred's gonna start to put a lot of pressure on. Let's get that Jinnie Fay down. Down to 14. Crucible's a decent draw here. Yeah, having the second Jinnie Fay really was a deciding factor too in blocking that sleeper as well. Oh no, the Invoke Despair now. Oh no. They might draw into another Invoke Despair for next turn. Down to 6, and if it is a second... Oh, we got a lot of land, guys. Oh, that's unfortunate, huh? Alright. We could get Battalion down. That blocks well enough. But we take 2 damage from the forests. Take 1 damage from the forest. That works, right? It does end up blocking the Sheoldred, but unfortunately, simple removal picked apart our little tiny combos over here, so hopefully the next game we can get into... Like, this is one of the reasons we're rocking the Tamiyo Safekeeping too, you know? The 2 of might not be enough, and we might have to bring that up in the final thoughts too. At this point, though, at this point in the game, like, you know, Tamiyo Safekeeping doesn't get around Invoke Despairs, or Liliana's for that matter, too, right? So a cut down, and now we're forced to chump here instead. So it's probably still a swing from Sheoldred. Unless they just have 2 more pieces of removal, honestly. It's not a second Invoke Despair, which is good news. Harvester. Wait, they didn't swing. Oh, they don't know what's in our hand. I guess they decided that they can play the long game here, which is honestly the wise decision. Hey, Awaken the Woods. That's pretty sweet, actually. That's pretty sweet. It's too bad the Sheoldred's gonna put an end to us here. Well, sorcery speed. X is 5, right? That's pretty cool, man. That's a pretty cool draw. Unfortunately, Sheoldred exists, huh? Oh, man. And then we had 2 Jinnie Fays die, the Gala Greeters. Oh, man. There's so much cool packed into this deck. I really hope we get to showcase some of it today. Letting the opponent play it out, because why not? It's not gonna take long. Unless, like, there's no reason to not let him play it out unless they start, like, running down the timer or something, you know? Good game, opponent. Good game. There's so many cool things that could have happened. Let's hop right into the next one and hope there's not too many cut downs in Voltage Surge and Play with Fire and Lightning Strikes, Fateful Absence. Oh no, Lay Down Arms. Oh no, there's too much removal, guys. There's too much great removal. We could probably keep going for a little while, huh? A couple of valets this time. Whoa, did I put too much land in here? I might have. I'm keeping this. Like, we have valet and a battalion. Like, what more could we ask for, right? Hopefully we don't take too much damage from these forests. Uh-oh. We got an opponent who likes to play cards on our turn, guys. That's not good news. That's not good news for a deck that wants to combo off. Reinforcements, okay. It might just be Azorus soldiers then. And by it might just be, I mean, oh no. Oh dear. Yeah, Fortified Beachhead, okay. So a little bit different than I was expecting here at first. I was expecting control since they didn't play anything for the first couple turns. They might not play anything this turn too. Yeah, they're not going to. It might be a second reinforcements. Safekeeping. Having 2 valets, there's no point in not playing one, I'd say. Even though, like, waiting till next turn might be better to keep safekeeping open, but let's, like, doing that would be pretty bad when a deck like this, like, we know how fast soldiers can win, right? They can play a land and then drop 2 Valiant Veterans and then just full swing, and then we're dead, right? Because they already went so wide with the, well, there's Valiant Veteran number 1. I say no options here. We got a block. We're taking 6. Ow. I guess Valiant Veteran number 2, we would have been able to chump with the Valet to survive, but yeah. Well, we're set up pretty well to get a pretty explosive turn 5. We now have the safekeeping as protection for the valet. If we can survive here, guys, let's not forget safekeeping gains us 2. We might be able to get there, depending on what they hold back and what they play here. Okay. So we can give hexproof to the valet they target. Which one are they targeting? This one. Back up to 14. That valet doesn't die. They're tapped out here. They're going to keep the veteran back because we have a sweet double block against the veteran. And we have an insane turn 5 here, guys. Unfortunately, we can't have the Twinferno ready for this. But I mean, there's no way I'm not doing this against soldiers. Let's go, guys. It's too bad. It's too bad that, so that's 16 trample damage here, and then another 6 over here. So they're forced to block the, oh, they need to block one of the battalions too. Excuse me. Yeah, because they, oh wait, did I miscount and that's why they didn't block? No, I didn't. Yeah, they needed to block with the veteran too. And they'd still be at 2 then. But then, if depending on what they had in hand, I mean, hey, I'll take the victory, guys. The meta's been absolutely brutal to me. Like, just, oh man, feels good to win, actually. But yeah, they could have survived an extra turn. They had 4 soldiers still available. It still could have been like another veteran in their hand. I guess they'd still need something else, but yeah, nice. I'll take it. Yeah, see how the Twinferno could have been cool if we had that extra mana, but that's going to be a problem with Twinferno, I'm going to guess, where it's going to be, yeah, well, we have ramp in here too, so it's possible to be able to actually have that Twinferno open for the double strike. Like, giving double strike to the valet sounds so fun. Yeah, having the Tamiyo safekeeping too, right? Like, that was a big thing because their Brutal Cathar couldn't hit it, so maybe we do want more safekeeping, more than 2. Yeah. Opponent, are you there? Opponent? Don't leave me, opponent, please. Please, it's been happening a lot recently, actually. The opponent concedes before we play. It probably won't happen. It looks like they're making the climb back up to Platinum right now. So I doubt that would happen. So a couple options here, right? Yeah, you know what? Now I'm thinking, I really am thinking about that Tamiyo safekeeping. Oh, there's the opponent. It's a little bit scary not having in hand, huh? So we probably want to go up to 3. And if you, oh, there it is. Hey. Okay. We're probably going to have to play the Crucible. So that way we don't take too much damage from the forest. Blood Tithe Harvester. What are you doing here? Not this nonsense again. Alright, let's see what we draw. Another forest, sure, sure. Alright, let's go ahead and get the Gala Greeters down and see if it can actually survive a turn here. Gala Greeters, unfortunately, has like the biggest target on its back, so... Oh, immediate trade from the Harvester. Okay. It's not the worst trade for us. Okay, it got a little bit worse once the Trespasser hit, I gotta be real with you. So I don't want to take too much damage. I think we will play Crucible. Oh, yeah, but the Valet, though. Also Hallandale soon? Like to keep the safekeeping open, but Valet might not die to too much in here. Let's take a little bit less damage. Let's get the Crucible down. We do have 2 Crucibles in here for a reason. Get that Hallandale next turn. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester number 2. That explains the quick draw on the sacrifice, right? They get a good swing here because they know we're not blocking with that Valet. Ow. So next turn, this Harvester can take out the Valet. So we're going to go Hallandale buff the Valet. You could also just keep the Tamiyo safekeeping open and play some other cards here instead. You can play a couple cards. Safekeeping and Bushwhack does a thing. Just such a great blocker, isn't it? The Harvester taking out Hallandale does suck, but this is still just pretty solid, isn't it? We get Hallandal, or we get Valet above the Bank Buster here too. So like, take the swing, because here's why. Like, we can be super explosive if this Valet doesn't get removed. So we might be able to keep up pace. And we have some life gain on Safekeeping here too. A lot of options right now. Like, that turn in particular gave us a lot of options to think about. I can only imagine Harvester's going to gobble up that Hallandal, though. Like, I know they want to target the Valet, but it's not going to be like a double Voltage Surge, right? So, yeah, take out the Hallandal, swing with the Trespasser, take your Harvester out. We're going to go down to 11 here. They're going back up to 19. Oh, that's right. They could take our Hallandal too. Kind of forgot that that was there. Bushwhack, we can take out the Trespasser, but it's probably better to take out the Goblin Shaman so they don't ramp. Doesn't look like they need ramp, but they do need more black sources if this is the type of deck that's running Invoke Despair, right? So we'll do that. Bushwhack, right? You... Wait. We Bushwhack, a Voltage Surge could hit it. Oh, we have the Tamiyo Safekeeping. I'm sorry, opponent. Yeah, we have to remember the Safekeeping can protect us for a turn. Okay, make sure we have one green open here. Get a Chump Blocker for the Trespasser if we need it. Get Valet to a 6/3. Get that swing, right? They're gonna get a draw on the Bank Buster. Oh, and then they get to draw again on their turn. Ew. Ew, a deck with removal drawing is the scariest thing. Fable can help them find stuff they need too. Something tells me this Safekeeping is gonna come very much in handy. Here it comes. Soul Transfer, Tamiyo Safekeeping. Protect that Valet at all costs. Oh no, it's double removal. Oh no, the double removal, guys. Safekeeping fizzles. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, where'd they get... Oh, Soul Transfer. They had an enchantment and an artifact. Oh boy. Well, the Greatwurm's not going to do too much for us. Let's just take the 3. Let's keep our 1/1 so that way we can actually get a counter from the teachings in case that comes in handy. Mountain, not a great draw, but what this does mean is the Bushwhack. We can go grab a green source and be ready to drop our Greatwurm next turn. Which is... probably wishful thinking at this point, but we will get the Orochi here too. We have to save it as an emergency blocker because they can swing with Bank Buster. Like they, well, yeah, actually, we are dead, question mark? No. Yeah, they power up Bank Buster. Excuse me, guys. With the Harvester here, full swing, we're forced to block Bank Buster, and we take an extra point of damage from the Trespasser's ability. Oh, buddy. Well, we're alive, kinda. Kinda, sorta, right? The double removal was pretty brutal. They had 2 cards remaining. Oh, Sheoldred. Oh, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Wrenn and Seven. That would have been pretty good last turn, huh? Would have been pretty solid, I think. All right, well, let's see. How far are we in the video? 29 minutes and we didn't get like a huge combo popping off yet? Come on, we got this. We got this. Well, all we need, it's simple, right? All we need Gala Greeters, okay? Jinnie Fay, Valet, and then the Greatwurm, and then the Awaken the Woods. It's simple, guys. It's just a couple cards. We'll be good to go. Oh, buddy, the opponent goes first here too. Oh no. Oh no, I'm keeping it. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. It's not gonna be aggro. We're fine. They're just gonna be, it's not soldiers. Oh, it might actually not be soldiers too. That's good, I guess. Okay, Rockfall Vale. Just get it out tapped, it's fine. I'm not gonna put like full control on. We're not fooling anyone, that's for sure. Intrepid Adversary with the Plaza of Heroes. Huh. It looks a little bit like the build that I just got done recording for yesterday's video. That's weird to say like that. Okay, Jinnie Fay comes down next turn. we drew a bunch of top end stuff, guys. We're probably gonna die. Initiate buffs, and the opponent's about to have a field day with us. Which honestly, I hope they do have fun with this. Just seeing how much I struggled with yesterday's deck. Oh, you know what? Thalia makes the... Oh, that's gross. Hey, Hallandale might actually get to hit the board next turn, though. No! Immediate removal! No! Down to 6. Okay, Forest. Alright, let's get the Hallandale down. Wow, this was a terrible hand, guys. I mean, I know it was most likely a mulligan hand, but I had to try it, you know, for the sake of testing the deck to its limits. I think I found the limit, guys. We did not draw well after keeping that one. That's right, it is definitely a full swing. Because we take 5 here. Is there any better way to do this? No, I wish we could block the Thalia. Because the Wrenn and Seven next turn could be pretty good, but we can't block it because we're too low. Sarah Paragon gets in the air. Oh no. Well, I think the Thalia locked us down enough because, yeah, the Wrenn and Seven has the reach. Doesn't matter, they're wide enough though too. Could create 2 on the ground, but then they have the Paragon in the air. We could draw for removal, but we don't have any removal in the deck that can deal with the Paragon. All right, this is the opponent, so let's go ahead and have a fun swing here. Yeah, let's do it. It's a pretty fun swing. We had too slow of an opener. Now we know. We'll definitely mulligan, especially if the opponent's going first. If we have too slow of a hand. Honestly though, yeah, the getting the Wrenn and Seven down and stuff, that could have gone a couple different ways. Like maybe they wouldn't have found removal for the Jinnie Fay so early, and then we had an extra blocker there too. Like, maybe we could have survived long enough, but it's kind of like I was saying. There's so much removal, even in aggro, that, yeah, how do we play around it in the long run? What are these hands, guys? Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm actually a little bit concerned here. You know what? Bushwhack helps us thin. No. I'm not doing this again. No. We'll mulligan for the sake of a better match. Alright, we'll keep 6 and ditch the battalion, and I hope that keeping these 3 land is fine. Like, hopefully we don't flood out. Like, it feels, yeah, feels a little risky. It's good news. Do we start with Jinnie Fay or the Valet? Okay, they're gonna pass. I guess we'd prefer the Jinnie Fay to die over the Valet. And maybe it's like a cut down and Jinnie Fay gets around a cut down. We could wait till next turn and have Safekeeping open. yeah, maybe we wanted to since we went first here. And we had the Who Endures too. Yeah, maybe we wanted to keep the safekeeping open, guys. That's kind of my bad. I got a little hasty there, but also not playing anything feels pretty bad too. Ooh, Flesh Gorger. Alright, that's gonna be a pain in the butt, but we do have Tamiyo safekeeping open here, so that's good news. That's good news, guys. Oh man. Have you guys been struggling as much as I've been struggling in Standard recently? I am curious. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, they get a free swing here because of the menace. No removal for Valet? Oh, okay, here we go. Exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls and all tokens that player controls with the same name as that permanent. Huh. Seems pretty decent. Oh, Awaken the Woods. Ah, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It doesn't do that much damage this turn, but if we draw another one next turn, huh? No, we should probably keep Tamiyo's safekeeping open still. We'll still do this for 2 though. Because it's a decent bit of ramp, and we still have, like... We still have a lot to draw into. A lot of top-end things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... That's 7 total mana if the Dryads don't die here. They get to gain another 3 from the Flesh Gorger, though. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I guess if I would have went 3 of these, we could have triple blocked, but then a simple spot removal. Oh, Flesh Gorger number 2. Oh, no. All right, here we go. Jinnie Faye. Good draw. The Flesh Gorgers may be powerful, but we have the power of jank on our side. Now all we gotta do is draw the second Awaken the Woods and we'll be good to go. Let's see, safekeeping. Yeah, I guess we have to keep everything back. Like, there's no point in actually swinging. We actually just... We have to kind of bide our time. I'm surprised we don't see Legions to Ashes more. I guess we don't see a lot of Orzhov in general. This looks like Orzhov. If Flesh Gorger's in here, probably artifacts, right? Actually, I did just recently see a Flesh Gorger build that had blue in it as well. I don't see blue here, though. We have 6 mana available. Yeah, this safekeeping... Yeah, we have to go up safekeepings or something, guys. Honestly, I recommend that if you're playing green right now in general, because it sure feels like the opponent's removal game has been spot on recently, you know? Okay. Flesh Gorger swing. Let's take it. You know what? I believe in the heart of the cards, guys. We're gonna win next turn. It's gonna be the best draw of the evening. The best top deck of the year. Let's do it. Come on, guys. Come on. Also, I wonder if the opponent just wants to get more, like, blockers down. Oh, nice. That's a decent blocker. All right, here we go. It's not a land. It's an Awaken the Woods off the top. Teachings, actually, that's not bad. That's not that bad. All right, we get a creature. And it can be a 2/2 kitty cat. The puppy might be better. I guess the dog is a little bit better, so that way we can start taking out these Flesh Gorgers, potentially. No great swings. We get to plug a counter onto the Valet. Yeah, we're just over here top decking, unfortunately. The opponent's kind of top decking too, but they still, excuse me, they still have a couple cards in hand. All right. Take out a Flesh Gorger. Is Jinnie Fay that important? Both of these die. They take out Jinnie Fay, we get to keep one of these. We have to take out the Flesh Gorgers, right? Oh, it hurts. It hurts my feelings. Oh, I think... Oh, you know what? You know what this could be, though? It could be a Reanimator deck, too. So they could reanimate the Flesh Gorgers as, like, the full 7-drop. Oh, no. That's what I get for not knowing what I'm up against. And now that I thought about it just for an extra second... Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because they have Assembler, too. Also, it could be like the style deck that has the... Ooh, they just play out the 3rd Flesh Gorger. Oh, buddy. One is at 33, too, so even if we did draw the other Awaken the Woods, it's not gonna do anything. We're forced to double block that Flesh Gorger to survive next turn. So if they have one piece of removal... Oh, we have the Safekeeping, though, so whichever one they choose to remove, I guess we can protect and then still double block. But then if we lose the Valet, then we lose all hope anyways. Yeah, even with the Awaken the Woods, the Valet's not going to be chunky enough. All right, we're going to double block here. 2 blockers. Anything from the opponent? It might be removal on top of the Safekeeping on the stack, but we have to try it. Oh, they can tap this down. They can do it once. So if they have 1 damage in hand somehow, which I guess would be possible. Let's see if they have removal on the stack here. I want to try to save the Valet just for the sake of maybe having a chance next turn. They're at 33, though, is the problem. We have, if we draw an Awaken the Woods, we can do that for 4. This is coming out as the Orochi, which is going to buff this to 4. Oh, holy cow. Oh, I don't think, it's not enough. Wait, is it enough? It's removal. It's removal. It has to be removal. Oh no, opponent, let it happen. Just let me have this, opponent. Wait, they're at 40. We might still not have enough. Wait, hold on, let me think. It buffs once, so it's an 8. And then it's a 16, then it's a 32. It still wasn't enough. They had the touch of the Spirit Realms. Ah, man. Ah, jeez. Well. It was an awesome top deck, but like I said, the opponent's removal has been on point, so we really have to talk about... Oh, I could have kept these as blockers too, but it's over, guys. It's over. Not like they were at 40. We're just sitting here chump blocking for days. I guess another draw into another one of these. Oh, it was over. It was definitely over. Woo, buddy. Yeah, the Touch of the Spirit Realm deck. Cool. There's probably, honestly, there might still be ways to bring these back from the grave, too, because why not at that point? Man, that Flesh Gorger's nasty, but then also just always having that removal available, too. We got to talk about those Tamiyo Safekeepings, guys. We really do. That was a sweet draw, man. The Battalion... That would have been such a sick victory there. Excuse me, guys. I apologize for clearing my throat so much recently. My goodness. All right, here's the deck list again. I enjoyed it. That was fun. The meta is brutal, though, guys. I can only hope that normal play mode has a little bit more, I guess, jank floating about. I not necessarily jank, just like... decks that aren't super brutal to go up against, right? I haven't played normal play mode in a little while, so maybe we'll make another janky brew this week and check out normal play mode, see what's over there, right? Because maybe everyone's just playing meta builds anyways, but I don't know, because I haven't really been over there. A lot of things here, guys. Jinnie Fay's just like, it has such a huge target, it dies immediately. Too much removal, right? Awaken the Woods was really cool when we saw it, so that's something to note for sure, but we always had to make sure to keep the Tamiyo Safekeeping open. Here's a simple one, guys. Actually, I don't know if I would drop that Bushwhack, because the removal is really important in here too, being able to fight creatures. So I wonder what I would drop. Okay, the Twinferno, right? The Twinferno is one of those cards where you have to be set up already. Other than that, if you have a ton of mana, you could use that top ability to copy like a big score, which could be really powerful, but it's kind of like a trick shot, you know? It's not doing a whole lot unless you're already well established, I suppose. So dropping the Twinferno and going up a Safekeeping could literally mean the world. And like in every sense, right? It maybe we'd still be in that last match if we had 3 Safekeepings, for example, right? Because we needed both of them. Do we need 4? Maybe. Maybe drop the Wrenn and Seven, but Wrenn and Seven does a lot. It really does. Like the Tree Folk entering, you could actually kind of play this out, activate the +1, and get some lands for your Greatwurm, and then next turn, go for that -3, have all your mana open, get that Tree Folk down, you know, buff the Valet once, and then use that open mana that you had. So that's another cool reason to have the Wrenn and Seven in here too. But if you want the 4th Safekeeping, maybe the Wrenn and Seven, because I really liked having the 3 Skitterbeams, which is really easy to cast at 5 mana. So other than that, I think 3 Safekeepings might be enough. I don't know if I would drop the Teachings of the Kirin here, since it has that top ability and the bottom ability, just a lot of different ways to actually get creatures onto the board. That brings me to like Fable of the Mirror and stuff. Like, where's Fable? Probably should have been in the honorable mentions at least, but I guess just couldn't really find room for Fable. It would have been cool in here, I suppose, because it also helps us ramp, helps us filter through so we could find some cool stuff. But instead, we opted for the big score, and I don't know what my brain was thinking. Now, I mean, it's obviously thinking big score is a really good card, but at the time, why big score over the Fable? I'm not really sure. I guess maybe the Twinferno, so that way Twinferno had something else to play with in here. But yeah. That's that. Twinferno also could copy like the Safekeeping and gain you extra life too, which I can't believe how often that life gain actually comes in handy as well. So, man, we got to return to Valet and Awaken the Woods soon. So, what should we add or take out, guys? We have to return to this. We have to like get this huge Valet on the board. Honestly, I'm pretty pleased that we at least got 1 victory, so that's good. That's good news. Wait, we only got the 1 victory, right? I think so. I kind of forget the matches right now. That happens sometimes, huh? Guys, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.